What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. We have a player that is accepting his player option for the Chicago Bulls, and his name is Lonzo Ball. We're going to be talking about this in the video, but before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and Lonzo Ball and whether or not you expected this outcome. So we're going to read, I guess, from I think Woj was the one that broke this. Let me quickly find it. But essentially, in a nutshell, it says that Lonzo Ball will be picking up his $21.4 million player option for the 2024-2025 season. So, what does that mean for the Chicago Bulls? Well, basically, if you guys if you don't know what a player option is, the player is the one that decides whether or not to pick up his final year on his deal. If you guys recently remember Andre Drummond, back earlier in this season, the beginning of this season, the off-season of last season, pretty much, he picked up his player option. He accepted to come back to the Bulls on a specific amount of money, and that's basically exactly what Lonzo Ball has done here. Now, what does this mean for the Chicago Bulls? Well, basically, for Lonzo Ball, it means he's going to be $21.4 million richer. He's accepted his player option. If he refused his player option, he would be going into unrestricted free agency to potentially, A, come back to the Bulls for more money, probably, or B, going to a different team and trying to get more money. But since I think it's quite obvious he will not be getting $21.4 million from any other team in the organization at this current point in time, he's accepted his player option, and ultimately I just can't see how anyone thought this was not going to happen. Now, I've actually heard quite a few amount of people saying we need to trade Lonzo Ball, we need to waive Lonzo Ball, we need to just try and get rid of him in any way possible. Even people have said he won't pick up his player option. It just didn't make sense. None of it made sense, all those outcomes. And I can give you the explanations why if you want. For starters, again, trading Lonzo Ball requires two teams to be interested in that trade. Now, yes, you might be able to get someone that's willing to dump we're willing to dump our salary on, essentially. They might want a bad contract for, I guess, Lonzo Ball. And that instance, maybe a trade could work. But look, we've seen very similar things with guys like TJ Warren in the league, where he's had big injuries that took him out for 2 or so years, and they've not come back the same, and they've definitely not got paid the same. So I don't think any team is wanting or willing to put, I guess, a risk on an injured player that might not be able to play at the same level. That's the key thing there. So I don't think anyone's going to be willing to take the risk on him. Well, you could waive him, I guess, but what does that do for you? Does that do anything in free agency? No, you still have to give him the $21.4 million. It's not like you're going to be able to have that free to spend. Is that going to give you an extra roster spot? Yes. You know, if you do waive Lonzo Ball, you get the extra roster spot, but that could potentially be filled by someone that might not be good as Lonzo Ball. Even if he's coming back from injury, you could still get someone that is just not as good. Simple as that. We don't know how Lonzo Ball's going to play. So would you want to potentially get rid of a player that could be valuable to the Bulls, potentially, who knows, for a player that won't be as good? We don't know. That's the situation, and I think it's very risky to waive Lonzo Ball. And for Lonzo Ball's side of things, I mean, that's self-explanatory. You know, who's going to give Lonzo Ball more than $20 million this season? Or even $20 million for future seasons? He has to prove himself this season, this next upcoming season. It's as simple as it gets. He has to prove he's worth that money. He has to prove he could be healthy in the NBA. He has to prove he could reach that level. And until then, I think for him, it makes perfect sense to get $21.4 million on top of that to try to prove himself. He might not get that money again. Why would he turn that down? Either he does prove he's good enough, get that money again from probably the Bulls. Again, if he comes back at anywhere near the level he was, the Bulls would want to keep him around. But even if he doesn't get to that level again, well, we got $21.4 million. And that's something that's not going to be turned down by anyone in his situation. So business-wise for Lonzo Ball, he made the best business decision. And it's as simple as it gets. And I don't blame him one bit for doing it. I completely understand that fans might not be happy by this. And it's an extremely unfortunate circumstances that we are in because of the Lonzo Ball injury. It's unprecedented. It's unheard of. His injury is one of the most serious injuries you could have to a knee. And the fact that they got it wrong 2 times before that, I'm sure doesn't help. But he made the best business decision. And I'll tell you what, if he was around for the last 3 seasons, everybody would be jumping for joy that Lonzo Ball accepted his player option. So it's something we have to deal with. It is what it is. Of course, it looks like AK saying that the progression is good. There is no setbacks on Lonzo Ball at this point in time. So all things considered, he will be ready to play next season. And we just have to worry about that now as Bulls fans. I think everybody wants Lonzo Ball back in the NBA. I don't know one person that doesn't. I think everybody wants Lonzo Ball to get back to the best possible level he can be. I don't think there's any person out there that doesn't want that. And if those people don't want that, then that's not necessarily the audience I want to talk to. Because I want the best for Lonzo Ball. I want the best for his health. I want the best for his basketball career. And look, if he could get back to his best, I'd absolutely love it to be with the Chicago Bulls. So this is a risk that everybody knew was going to happen, but it's also a risk I'm personally willing to take. If I was the general manager of the Chicago Bulls or the executive vice president of the Chicago Bulls, I'd be willing to take a risk like this. And let's hope that that risk does prevail and we give Lonzo Ball that chance and he works his way up to being a valuable asset for the Bulls. He may not be worth $21 million next season, but maybe he could show his worth to get a longer-term contract for some cheaper money. That could be a way we go down. And maybe Lonzo Ball will give some loyalty back to the Bulls as well, considering we've been with him through this journey every step of the way. But I don't know. I'm not Lonzo Ball, and I'm definitely not the Bulls. So I don't necessarily know what the outcome is going to be. But it's a risk I'm willing to take. Are you willing to take this risk? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow and or subscribe if you are new. And I'll be honest, did you really expect anything else? You know, I'd love for you guys to answer the question. Did you really expect anything else to happen? Even if you necessarily never wanted this to happen. If you wanted the Bulls to get rid of him so badly, did you really think that any other outcome but this would have happened? And if so, let me know, because I've seen it this way for the past 3 seasons, really. I don't know what to tell you. At least 2 seasons. He's been out for 2.5 seasons. So around that time, I think we all knew he was going to pick up that player option. I didn't see any other way. But, I mean, some people think differently. It is what it is. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care. And peace.